Alright, there you go. Oh, man. What was I gonna say? I forgot. So this is gonna just be summonings, because I have 29 minutes of summoning. I don't know. This is like this is split up over like the 2 weeks of the event. Though I didn't. I should crop the timeout. I didn't. I forgot to crop some things, but I'm just gonna post a video like this. You guys are gonna get this screen like. You cannot watch this in horizontally. You gotta watch this vertically. It's pretty fucking funny. Even though I have it set to horizontal, so you're gonna watch it horizontal anyways. But man, I was getting shafted. Like every second summon was like an SSR, but it was never Meliodas, which sucks. And what's even suckier is that this week was supposed to be the video of me using the Melee team with his LR team on Elizabeth's mom. But I technically can't do it because I waste his assault mode talents before I even get to like where you need it, and I only have a 1/6, so his ult doesn't give him the second it doesn't give him assault mode, which is like his immortality stuff, which sucks. And so at this point I just gotta wait until I gotta summon more to put that video out, which would be probably next week, because at this I might get a second dupe over the next couple with all the gems I'm gonna get through the weekend. I was actually thinking of shaving while I was doing this video, because really, what the hell am I gonna do? And it's not like you guys are gonna see me shave. I'm just gonna be doing it. But I'm here. I'm messing with my mustache, thinking, because I've gone with the route of like, I'm not gonna shave my beard, but I'm gonna shave like the neck hair, right? Forget about the summons. I'm gonna talk about this shit. And I was gonna leave it like up to the chin, kinda. But since the beard isn't long enough to hide the neck yet, I don't know how much I should shave. I should shave like about half. Yeah, about half. I was thinking of like doing like a V, or like lining out my jawline. But then I'm like, that's too much work, and I'm not gonna like I have to do it. I have to do it because the neck beard bit does not look good. I want to take that off. But crazy summons. No Escanor, you are Escanor, which sucks because that would have been guaranteed. I think guaranteed. If anybody's still watching this after my whole shaving bit, then we're gonna talk about actual animations and stuff. Which I think this was Lost Vein. Was this Lost Vein, or was this like regular Liz sword? Because that means I get like that. That should have been three SSRs, because it was a counter into Demon Mark. It wasn't Demon King Mark, but it was regular Mark. Okay, I got Tristan. I got so many fucking Tristan. I'm about to get Tristan 6/6 in this banner, I think. He's like 1 off or something, 2 off or something. Okay, so countering, having the golem's eyes flash red, the skip button, having it have a different color doesn't mean shit, I think. Unless if it's red, it just means it's a shaft. You could just skip it. But they're all red, so I don't know. This with the shooting okay, so I feel like every animation thing should be an SSR. So the counter, Demon King Mark should be an SSR, not Demon Mark. That's just normal. Lights, the flashing lights on the eyes means it's just the golem stronger. I don't think it really matters to what. Like, if you beat it, then you get more shit, I think. But if you don't beat it, then it's like whatever. The crossing lights, beating it 2 gives you a guaranteed 1. So this should be 2 SSRs. I don't really remember how many. I don't remember. Yeah, it was 2 SSRs because of the counter and beating it. The shooting stars didn't mean shit, and the Demon Mark didn't mean shit either, I think. Which, if the Demon King Mark was motherfucking if the Demon Mark was a Demon King Mark, then it would have been a 3rd SSR. And if the shooting stars, I think there's like an upgraded version of that one too, I think, where it's like, or unless it guarantees, is Shooting Stars guaranteed something? Like, oh, it's guaranteed like a Meliodas and Elizabeth, like Hawk is. Because I got a shit ton of Hawks, and yeah, because there's that. Unless it's that, unless they changed the Shooting Stars to be like, oh, dual unit. Oh, I also got Escanor in this one. I didn't even notice. I forgot. Can I do this while I'm doing this? Did that work? Or did I just like go do this for a moment? There you go. Nope, that's not caught up. There you go. Alright. And then the sword counts for whatever. But I think if you could also win even without using Lost Vein, which still doesn't make sense, because if you win with Lost Vein, it still overwrites everything else before it and makes it one SSR, even if it was an Escanor animation, which is so dumb. But like then it's like, it's probably just calculating if you lose still you could use the Lost Vein. But like if you have Escanor animation on top of Lost Vein, then what's the point? Because I think it still overwrites it. But they should have really added a new animation. Like, this is the 7th anniversary. How do we not have another animation, another summon animation? There should have been a summon animation with Escanor. Merlin, get your toes out of here. Bro, I got this Merlin like 20 times, I think. I got her a lot. I got her a lot. I got her enough times to be mad at her toes. Bro, get out. And Varghese. Fuck Varghese. That's a good one. That's a good. I don't have Nashians. That everyone on this banner, I think, is 6'6" or 2'6". That Merlin is probably 6'6". I don't know. Or not. She's probably like 3'6". She's probably the same as Nashians. But man, no, Nashians is crazy. Like Nashian, just having him duped out. Also, I wanted to talk about Nashians because I forgot about like the whole thing with it. And I remember, and sometimes I get like an idea. I get not an idea. I remember where somebody was saying like, "Oh, it sucks that Nashian's like whole character became like a simp for Percy," but it didn't. It technically didn't, because I don't know if it's like no, because if you know if you know Nashian becomes a simp for Percy, then you've read the manga, and if you read the manga, then you know why she's like that, because now it's a she, it's not a he no more. So spoilers, and I just spoiled that bit. Spoilers for Four Nights of Apocalypse. If you don't want to listen to this, I don't know when I'm gonna stop talking about it. This probably might be the whole video because I want to talk about it. The whole bit with Nashian's becoming a simp for Percival is because she's a fairy, and she's like literally gender fluid until she like falls in love with Percival, which doesn't mean that she fell in love with him after he woke up. She fell in love with him before the fight that he had with his uncle or his dad. It was his uncle. Percival fought his uncle, had to kill himself to get himself out of it, and stop the knights from trying to kill his friends. And Nashian saw that shit and was like, "Oh, he's dead, but I think I could bring him back to life, and I'm gonna take his body away to the Fairy King's forest, to where they've been there for like 3 years, right? So was it 2 years? 2 years. I think it was 2 years. Where Percival's been dead for 2 years, and well, I got an obliterate. Yeah, sounds cool. Where Percival's been dead for 2 years, and Nashians has been taking care of him through those 2 years, and it's not like Percy is dead. He is dead. That body is containing nothing and is just deteriorating. So Nashian has just been taking care of it, probably feeding it, bathing it, and just like trying to keep it, like probably doing physical therapy doing it, because she's technically like a trained nurse. Technically, as well, a doctor. She's a doctor too. And everything. And then they had the whole bit with the Fair King's Forest where like, oh, she's actually the first daughter of, well, not daughter, she was the first kid of King and Diane, and which is crazy that the first child of King and Diane would get kidnapped by another fairy and switched at birth. That's like a what is that? That doesn't make sense. Like like, shouldn't the Fairy King be the king of the fairies, and the fairies wouldn't fuck with their king like that? It's crazy. So like, it's just mismanagement. I feel like it was really Like that, I feel like that was character death for King and Diane, because their first kid that they had, I don't know if they had twins or whatever, but I think it's their first kid, right? And I don't know. They have 8 fucking kids, so I don't know how like they're just popping kids out like fucking like candy, and I'm like, so the oldest is Nashian's, who I think he's like 18 now. So they had a kid almost every 2 years or some shit like that. Because the youngest is 6, right? I don't remember. But yeah, so the weird thing is then that King and Diane dealing with their first child, and randomly the child just changes to somebody else, and like they couldn't go and find him. I feel like that's fucked up. That's some fucked shit on King and Diane. That's character death right there. How would you not? And King being the like technically strongest, not strongest, but like being the technical like strongest ranged character in the Seven Deadly Sins universe, next to like Bond and I think Merlin. He couldn't set up drones or anything with his like chassis full, because his chassis full fucking speaks. It's its like own thing. It lives. It's an existing thing. This chassis full is an existing thing because created from the tree, the sacred tree. So when he turns it into one of the creatures like the bear can communicate technically. But like he could see through the bear. So I'm like, why can't you have made like bumblebee bears? It's not like he can't mix his freaking his chassis full effects, so he could just have a shit ton of little bears and go look for his kid. And how would you forget what your kid looks like? This other kid that got switched with him does not look like your son. Does not look like your kid, bro. This is a whole ass brown kid. Here's the funny part. I think he's brown. I don't remember what skin tone he is, but he's not white. He's not a pale white like you do. This boy is something else. This is not your kid. 3 SSRs. Crazy. Forgot that I got that. Oh yeah, it was like 5 Zenaries. Fuck you, Zenari. 15 Zenaris. Oh, Jenna's. Not Zenari. Zenari, cool. Fuck you, Jenna. And I'm just like, that's fucked up. And then okay, so after that whole backstory for Nashian stays in the Fairy King's forest for 2 years and kind of doesn't notice that she's not affected by the Fairy King's miasma, because the Fairy King's forest has this pollen miasma that like hurts humans and anything else. And she's here thinking like, oh, I'm a human. But then she's like, oh, it's because of my magical abilities. That's why I'm not getting affected by the pollen or the miasma of the area. But the first child of the Fairy Kings is like always sick and coughing and shit. That's so dumb. But at that point, it's like, I don't know. Is it weird? I don't know. And then King and Diana is like, no, but we raised him up to be like our kid now. So like, what can we do? It's not like we could send him back, whatever. And I'm like, dude, he's dying. Like, he's technically dying staying in the Fairy King's forest. Send him home, man. Like, keep him there until he's like 18, and then he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Then let him go home. He's been being tortured staying in the Fairy King's forest, which is even fucked up because I was a baby at some point, and it stayed there too. This dude's been there for 18 years. Like, yeah, the same time as Nashian's. And it's like, it's messed up. And then they do this whole thing where like, oh, they give him the pill of the Fairy King's forest, which is like a cure-all, but it doesn't cure the freaking miasma effect because the kid's still affected by it, which doesn't make sense. And you'd think it makes sense, even though giants live in the Fairy King's forest too, and they're not affected by the miasma of the forest. So I don't know, plot irrelevance. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so yeah, that. And so Nashian stays with Percival's dead body for almost 2 years in the Fairy King's forest, and I feel like that's a lot of time for her to like just grow really attached to him in a weird way. This is not healthy. I believe this is not healthy, but she is a trained doctor and nurse, so she's the only person that is capable of keeping Percival alive while in this dead state, and doing pretty much everything, which is crazy because I think Percival also saw it happen. Percival was watching all this go down. Like, he sees Nashian just helping her. But also, before that, Nashian was also slowly changing, too. In the build-up to it. I think I even noticed. I think when I was reading it, I noticed, like, why is Nashian, like, a little shorter? Because I remember her being taller. And I'm like, why is she a little shorter? Why are you so small? And and then the whole 2 years, and then figuring out that, oh, she's like the fairy king. She's the fairy king, or the fairy's queen. And will be the next fairy king, or whatever. Even her kid has the thing. I don't know why the fuck did that. It's so dumb. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know if it's because she just got her chastity full. That's why. But like, why is her chastity full so small? Why is her spirit relic, I don't know what it's called, so small? It's like the little seed thing. And so when I'm thinking that, but it turns into the chastity full, it turns into all the other shit. Now I'm just thinking about her moveset now. But like, why is it so small? Escanor animation. Why is it so small? And then her, like, okay, more spoilers if you haven't read it. Her daughter also has one too, which I think is just because she's like, they're short-lived races now. Technically not. How old is Percival? Oh, Percival is a full human spirit of a life spirit. Nashian's a giant fairy, so she probably lives for like fucking 1,000 years. I think 300, 400 years, 400 years max. And so their daughter would be a human fairy giant mix, which probably have like a little shorter lifespan, so like 300 years, 200 years. So I don't know, unless like that's the seed of their fairy king forest, right? And then she has to like plant it, and then it grows into this chastity full. I mean, into a spirit spear or a spirit weapon, which is cool. But it's funny that, like, yeah, the simp part is because like all her moves are just Percival lookalikes, which is hate. That's the giant side of her. Literally, that's the whole bit with giants, where their golems are based on the strongest mental image that they can make. So her chastity full is gonna look like Percival because that's the strongest thing she could think of. Until she meets Escanor. I'm joking. Until she sees Escanor or anybody go all out. Like, I don't know. But I don't really think it's like she just became a simp and it's just her character's just gone now. But it kind of sucks that they're not in the story right now. The whole story, I knew this was gonna happen. That we're like, oh, we're gonna see these characters, we're gonna like the characters, and they're gonna drop off. As in, they're gonna the 4 Knights of Apocalypse are gonna do a solo mission where it's just them 4 and nobody else of the brigades are gonna come with them because they can't. Or I don't know why they just didn't. And then they're gonna come back and then they're gonna recoup and then they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do. But having it as well, everyone hating the harem route for Percival, which is funny. Which is funny because it's not like have you never read a manga before that isn't made by a popular shonen or like like, have you ever read a manga that was just published by the author? Or have you seen an isekai? I think I'm just fucking brain rotted from isekais. All isekais are they're either harems or they find the best love interest ever and there's no qualms with whoever else they get with. It's just their one love interest. And then the harem. Then there's the harem route. And seeing Percival take the harem route, I don't think it was like bad writing or anything. It's just that based on like, as well, bringing up races, Lancelot being racist. Dude, Lancelot being racist is crazy. Bringing up racist stuff where Nashin's a fairy giant, so I don't think like they care about who they are with as much. Like they're like, well, with King and Diane, they're with one person, but like I think there's like the ecology with giants being like, oh, they have multiple mates with males and stuff. But and Fairy King just really loves Diane, so he's not gonna fuck anybody else. And so Annie taking it as like being human. So Lancelot being racist and being like, yeah, because she's human, she's not gonna like it because she's human, and humans are selfish or whatever the fuck, or racist. Which was really funny for Lancelot because he's human fairy. And I think somebody even told him like, aren't you human? And he's like, he's like, yep. Anyways, which is funny. And then Percival, and then he's like talking about Percival being a life spirit. So Percival being a life spirit is that life spirits generate more life spirits. But the thing is, Percival isn't just any life spirit. He's the life spirit of a primordial being. My arm fucking, oh my god. My arm fell asleep. Oh, that hurts. Like the Bahamut and that one other creature that's in the demon realm. I don't remember. But those are creatures that are made out of life spirits that are primordial life spirits or something like that, right? Bro, I'm just... motherfucker, if it passes by here, I'm gonna do something, man. It's like made out of primordial light. Why aren't we just stuck on Greenmore? Okay. Oh, I was charging my phone. So Percival is a part of a greater life spirit group. So he's not just any random life spirit. He is a life spirit that exists. Like, he's a primordial life spirit that exists somewhere. Which could be like fucking anything. I think even the Fairy King's forest is technically a life spirit, the tree itself. So like anything like that could be a life spirit. Since everything has a life spirit. Farkies, get the fuck out of here. Anyways, life spirit be like. So what Lancelot is taking from that is that, life spirits, because it's a life spirit, it's not like an element, it's a life spirit. It would want to generate more life spirits. So having 2 chicks isn't something like crazy to him, because he's technically instinctually an animal. Or like I don't remember what it was. Lancelot being racist again. And then same would be an animal, and it's just Anne being like, well, I don't want to be third wheeling, and I don't want to be like dealing with this shit. And then Nashians and Percival's like, but it's chill though, it'll be so chill. And then they went on their honeymoon. And I think that's what the issue was, that Percival went on his honeymoon with them before they had the whole fight with Chaos and everything. So they just kind of left like that whole plot point like to the side. At this point, this whole video is going to be a spoiler. There is no friggin' nothing else. But it's fucking whatever. Anyways, and the Holy Grail War, the Holy Grail Knights, dude. What the fuck going? The fuck. We see. Okay, more spoilers for Four Knights of Apocalypse. We see the children of the Four Knights of Apocalypse. So we see Lance and Guinevere's kid, Tristan and that girl's kid, the two daughters of Percival, of Annie and Nashians, and we see the adopted daughter of Gawain, which I don't get, unless Balin dies, because I think he has an interest in her. I mean, she has an interest in him, but he doesn't see it that way, or he's that dense. It's either Balin, I think his name is Balin or Balin, dies, or falls in love with somebody else, has the kid, and Gawain steals the kid, which is not that crazy. But since this adopted daughter has long ass fucking arms, she's got long ass fucking arms. Her arms go to her ankles. They're long as fuck. And I'm thinking, like, is it just, does she have gloves on? Like, what is up with this long ass armed motherfucker? This is a part of Escanor's family. Adopted or not, you are part of the Escanor family. Who is this? Long arm having motherfucker. I already forgot her name. But now that I'm thinking about it, are we gonna have a third story? No, because the story ends with Cass dying. Like, that's it. We end the story with Cass Palug being defeated. That's the end once he's done, and then Arthur like reabsorbs chaos and then becomes the king of Camelot again, and doesn't fuck it up, which is something. But I don't know who is this? There's so many. That's a sucky part. I don't know why the fuck did I forgot his name? The author adopted, dude. It's too much. It's too much shit. Gwaine could have just found this long arm out kid after a war or some shit, and it was just like, you're gonna be a magician, you're gonna be a wizard, And she's like, what? No. Disappears. So why I'm saying it could be Balin dies and Gawain does the freaking taboo shit like Merlin did before this one, and then says, oh, that you're an adopted daughter of me or whatever, to like pass suspicion. But I'm like, who's gonna give a shit? Who's gonna actually give a shit? Why did Merlin say like, oh, I did some taboo shit? Like, the only reason she would do, okay, I'm saying it as it's like there's a Ministry of Magic or some shit in this world that doesn't exist. What I'm saying is that she did taboo stuff, so her body took a toll for doing the taboo stuff, which is, I believe, for Merlin, she lost her body, her body became Gawain's body and was regenerated into Gawain. With the magic of Escanor or whatever processes that the homunculus that she made out of Escanor's magic, or I forget about that. Her holy relic analyzes everything. She has all three of Merlin has all three of Escanor's sizes. Morning, day, and night. Because her morning star or whatever the hell her holy relic analyzes everything, or can analyze everything, so she could just remake everything to a T. So that's probably what she did with Escanor's body, but because it was connected to the holy relic, it wasn't real, because it's not like the actual thing. It's made by the holy relic. Fuck you, Varghese. It's not connected by the holy relic, or it's connected by the holy relic, but she can't separate it from the holy relic. So she has to take the information out of the holy relic, make a homunculus or a golem, and then put the information into the golem, and then have the whole like taboo shit that she did, that she lost her body or didn't lose her body. It's hard to say, because I don't think we're ever gonna get any more story for Gawain. Like, it's gonna be so mad if we don't get any more stuff. Right now, the Four Knights of Apocalypse are going back to home base. So, and Gawain's talking to Merlin. So I hope they have like a whole private thing, and Merlin talks about all the shit she did. Or if I could send an SBS to freaking the author and be like, what did Gawain taboo shit did she lose her body to make Gawain? Or did she just lose her body due to the taboo nature of she has to lose it to gain something? Or any other any other. But what was I saying? Stick. So we have this adopted daughter of Gawain, which doesn't make sense, because can you teach the ancient magic of the Ballerins, right? That's the name of their race, or whatever the fuck they're called, the wizards of the Ballerins, to a human? Well, she's not a human. That's the thing. She's probably a demon. She's gotta be a demon. Why you got long ass arms? Who had long ass arms? Why got so long ass arms? Like, I don't know what she could be. Like, she's gotta be the child of Balin and Gawain, and just pass her off as like adopted. But the thing is, she's like way older. She's like 24 or something than the rest. Everyone else of the Holy Grail Knights are like, fuck, I've been talking about this too long. I gotta cut it out. Cut this out. I'm done talking about it. I'm just gonna keep fucking yapping. Maybe just next week I'm gonna keep yapping about it. There's too much shit. Anyways, yeah, the last summons, man. I'm mad about this shit. I'm gonna keep summoning. Once I get that second dupe of the Meliodas, then next week is gonna be another beating up Elizabeth's mom. We up here beating our shit. We up here beating the supreme deity. And thank God I yapped for that, because I really didn't know what the fuck I was gonna talk about on this video. Still gotta shave though. I need 2 more dupes. I need 2 more dupes. Alright, I'm out of here. Get this shit in.